Hi, my name is Kayla Price, and I'll be talking to you about the Mariana Trench and what lies beneath. Imagine a place so deep, so dark, and so unexplored that sunlight has never reached it. A place where the pressure could crush a human in an instant, yet life still finds a way to survive. That place is the Mariana Trench, a trench that has species unknown due to the great depths that scientists are not able to reach. For me personally, I find it terrifying that only 5% of the ocean has been discovered by humans, and this leads to many questions. Are the prehistoric species still alive? What ancient artifacts are still at the bottom of the ocean, and what dangerous creatures lie beneath? This spawned a whole mystery because no one can understand how this deep underwater feature came about. To grasp just how extreme this environment is, imagine descending into the water. And as you sink deeper, the sunlight fades, the temperature drops, and the weight of the water begins to build. At the ocean surface, you feel normal atmospheric pressure, but by the time you reach the bottom of the trench, the pressure is 1,000 times greater, equivalent to 50 jumbo jets pressing down on you. This leads to my further exploration and research into the Mariana Trench, the deepest trench in the ocean. The Mariana Trench is located in the western Pacific Ocean, east of the Mariana Islands, near Guam. It was first mapped out by the HMS Challenger, which is a British research vessel. And up until the first mapping of the ocean floor, scientists believed that the surface was flat and lifeless. At this point in time, they located the Mariana Trench but had no clue what it meant. They thought it was just like a really big hole or a really small hole, and they didn't know what other features were down there. And to push the investigation forward, it took a revolutionary new technology, sonar. Sonar was first created in the 1900s and later perfected in the 1940s. And the main purpose for this new technology was to search for submarines during war. And this was done by sending sound waves to the bottom of the ocean, and then later on they would bounce back, and then they would convert that into distance to, one, find submarines, and two, map the ocean floor more accurately. And they also were able to find the exact distance of the Mariana Trench through this technology. And sonar revealed that this hole that they found wasn't just a deep hole, but it was a massive trench, 30 times deeper than the Empire State Building is tall, and it also runs twice the length of California. Following, scientists discovered yet another drop in level, and this level would be known as the deepest part of the trench, the Challenger Deep, which plunges to a maximum depth of nearly 11,000 meters, which is almost 7 miles. Making it deeper than Mount Everest is tall. To put it into perspective, if you dropped Mount Everest into the trench, it would still be more than a mile underwater. And this was named after the ship that discovered it, which was the HMS Challenger. And how the trenches were formed were still unknown at this point of discovery, so scientists used simulators to test how their bodies would react to the amount of pressure in the water so they could see how it was formed, so they could go down there. And as you can imagine, human bodies are not able to withstand 16,000 psi, meaning human life in the trench is impossible. So scientists have to create technology that is able to withstand the severe amounts of pressure in the trench, which makes it extremely hard to gather imaging and proper picturing of the seafloor, which is the sole purpose of going down there. But in 1953, researcher Augustus Piccard created the Trieste, a pioneering vehicle or a submarine able to withstand the severe amounts of pressure. They had 2 scientists put into the sphere, and then they had 2 scientists put into the sphere chamber right underneath the submarine so that there would be human proof that they went into the trench. At this point, they didn't know what would happen once they started descending into the water. They didn't know if they would survive or if the submarine would implode on itself. They didn't know this as they were going down into the trench. But once they reached the ocean floor, what they discovered was eye-opening. Scientists discovered creatures that seemed to defy logic, like transparent shrimp, jelly-like snailfish, and even single-celled organisms the size of baseballs. These incredible species survive without sunlight, feeding instead on chemicals that rise from the ocean floor. They don't rely on light. They rely on life itself adapting to these possible conditions. Looking back on historical catastrophes, in the ocean specifically, like the sinking of the Titanic and the Titan submersible implosion, these have to do with the ocean and how a body of water can lead to disasters such as these. The sinking of the Titanic relates to the Mariana Trench because the Mariana Trench is a dumping ground and it holds tons of human-made remains that are unknown today. There could be thousands of years of history lying in the bottom of the ocean, and scientists have no way of knowing what is down there. And with the Titan submersible implosion, I'm sure most of you remember this event in 2023, where OceanGate invited millionaires to explore the remains of the Titanic. And due to the pressure levels, the submarine imploded on itself, killing the individuals immediately. Knowing depths that even that level can even erase human beings is unsettling. And this relates to the Mariana Trench because humans can't even go within thousands of feet near it without dying. This makes it very difficult to gather imaging of the ocean floor and the trenches, which is the sole purpose of traveling down to those depths. Despite its proximity to the surface, the trench is one of the least explored places on Earth. Fewer people have visited the bottom of the Mariana Trench than have walked on the moon. Now, this whole thought was sparked by my curiosity about the ocean. I have seen numerous documentaries and movies about what lies beneath the ocean surface, the places where scientists cannot always reach, like the trench. There is talk about extinct species being alive. For example, those of you who know what the megalodon is, it is a huge shark ranging from 60 to 70 feet that destroyed everything in its path. Individuals believe that the trench could be home to species such as this one or other folklore creatures like the Loch Ness Monster. Obviously, these theories come from curiosity and not facts. Scientists have also recorded mysterious sounds from the trench. In 1957, there was a recorded ultra-low frequency sound nicknamed the bloop. It was so loud it could be heard across the entire Pacific Ocean, and for years people speculated it was made by a massive sea monster. Later, NOAA scientists concluded it was made by ice quakes or cracking icebergs, but the exact origin is still being debated. The sources of these sounds are unknown, which leads to further questioning. Is there a specific species making that sound? And is that something that we have already been discovered? And as a human being, isn't it unsettling to be aware of the mysteries that lie beneath our ocean surface? Knowing that one day there can be a huge discovery that can alter our society altogether. And to dive deeper into the trench, scientists know that it is a result of a tectonic plate collision, but with specific features within it like the Challenger Deep that are not fully understood today. The true depth may be greater than realized, as sonar beams are too wide to detect smaller dips. And yet, even with all of our technology, we've explored less than 5% of the ocean. That means 95% of it remains a mystery, unseen, unknown, and untouched. What kinds of creatures could still be down there? What secrets does it hold about early Earth, or about the forces that shape our planet from below? Some scientists believe that there could be new species, new minerals, even new forms of bacteria that might one day lead to medical breakthroughs. Others simply see it as one of the last wild places, a reminder that nature still holds more questions than answers. So, what makes the Mariana Trench so mysterious? It's not just its depth, or its darkness, or its danger. It's the fact that it reminds us of how little we truly know about our own world. We spend so much time looking up at the stars, dreaming about exploring space, but maybe the greatest adventure still lies beneath us in the deep blue unknown. The Mariana Trench is more than a crack in the ocean floor. It's a symbol of curiosity, resilience, and the endless drive of human exploration. It's a place where science meets mystery. So, as we look into the future, maybe remember that not all mysteries are above us in the night sky. Some lie quietly beneath the waves, in the silent, shadowy depths of the Mariana Trench, waiting for us to dive just a little deeper. Thank you.